So, in the Actuarian Gulf, the Hammer Strike, accompanied by Tuli and Ida, explored reefs, discovered pearls, Aktish artifacts, venturing into the depths, encountering numerous dangerous animals and marine life, gathered what you needed for Dajar's new robe. Returning, kind of back in the lounge, you worked on various tasks, including identifying a unique set of armor and completing Dajar's robes, identifying a unique pearl that you'd found underwater. Velen went and picked up Vladimir from sports practice and did a bit of sports practice himself. Gronka had a unique communication with Webby. Dajar gathered the... I've already said that. For the remainder of the evening, you spent your time sort of messing around with the unique mystery potions you gathered along your adventures. These potions had many effects, from memory loss to turning oneself into some sort of ghostly form, giving oneself true sight, or even apparently switching your physical sex. A lingering effect appears to have been. It appears to be that Gronka can now float in the air. Whether or not this is permanent remains to be seen. You then spent the late evening on a pub crawl, to which the latter half of Liska's potion effect kicked in, knocking her unconscious for most of the night. And all of you except Liska and Sayun got blackout drunk. It was a glorious disaster of an evening, and you ventured back to your ensuite after a hazy night out in Itzel. So, as you rise the next morning, nursing many splitting headaches and hangovers, you're presented with a special morning breakfast provided by the equivalent of a room service in the Crescent Falls Resort. It is late morning, turning towards noon. The day of the Gallimimus races that Liska signed up for is very soon, though that does take place in the late afternoon, so you've got some hours to kill before then, if anyone has anything planned beforehand. Hammer Strike, what would you like to do?
Well, I remember we all woke up, we had breakfast, Gronka came down and was able to concentrate and walk as opposed to flying.
Rounded floating.
Yeah. So I guess while we're all chilling there, eating like greasy morning breakfast, post-hangover food, Liska's just gonna kind of look around like, so what are we going to do? I have my race later today, so I'll have to go and start getting ready for that at some point in time, but I think that's in the afternoon, so is there anything we plan on doing beforehand?
There are a few things I want to say, but if anyone else has important before then, I can hold it.
I personally don't have much to do myself. Most of my plans are just, getting grounded again, and maybe go check out the markets. That's about it for me.
You know, maybe it's going to do a wee bit of tinkering later on. That's always a good way to wind down from a night of drinking afore. And then I was thinking about maybe going out on the town, seeing a bit of shopping, seeing if maybe I could sell some wares.
Might do that as well. We have collected quite a number of things.
Yeah, I need to offload a bit of excess materials too. But what was it you wanted to say to Char? We'll sat here taking our time this morning. I figured now's probably a good time.
Well, he just goes into a bag of holding and brings out that black leather bound book. Opens it and you notice there's nothing on its pages. This journal, diary, and spellbook of Mortifax, I found some interesting details of her life. I'm sure you're aware, Elam gave you some of the papers, but to boil it all down, we were dealing with a powerful, overgrown child who was easily manipulated by the Awakened into creating some very horrid shit, but before then, he has caused a great deal of trouble from Mayland all the way to the Morbog. Dealing with the goblins, changing and kidnapping halflings, dwarves and the like to do blood experiments, all for sake of escaping and carving her own name out into the world, causing so much pain. Made something that she didn't have. That damn volatile erudite potion. Funny enough, I could have ended up on that same road if I hadn't been inspired, the present company, to change my path. Funny, isn't it? How you deal with pain uses with if you're a hero or a villain in someone's story. To be a villain, you would just have to deal out pain, not accept your own. On the flip side, you learn to accept your pain, grow up from it, to help others alleviate their suffering. Unfortunately, Mortifax was the latter, looking to Vellum, and chose to what is the word? Project her feelings of her niece? I don't know how dragon lineage works, but her niece was her obsession.
That's the egg, right?
That is correct. He constantly and obsessively referred to her as half-breed.
Sorry. I'm mute.
And for that reason alone, she considered herself one, since was never truly a pure-blooded night dragon. Sort of a he could have been a very powerful one, but chose to forsake it for darker means of power.
That's a kind of lot to take in.
And this was over the course of, ever since we left the southern wall, all the way up to now, is what I found out about it. And is the main reason why the egg ended up in I guess what was the dwarf you want to talk to, whose soul was not there at the
Bron.
Ron, yes.
Bron Ferrickson.
He is the reason why the egg came into Braun's possession. Because learning more about those of the Night Dragon lineage can easily change their form into anyone else, as we have countered, and no one is the wiser, especially those of true Night Dragon blood. Lipton passed all the wards of where the egg was held at, got it, and left before the alarm went off. And her diary does give an accurate location where Kalos located.
What is Ori how did you say it?
Kalos.
Ori Kalos. What's that?
It is. That is what many think of as a fairy tale city of gold. But it's not gold.
Gold, you say?
Not gold.
Oh.
It's Orichalcum. A fabled metal. Say that
You mean
if
this?
you look upon.
And he
Gotta
just
stop.
pulls out the necklace that he wears underneath his shirt, and the little ring that's upon it. You mean this? What happens if you look upon it? As he's kind of like staring his eyes at it, zooming it in and out, closer and further.
It is just a legend from most, but not many have known about it. Just can go blind.
He's kind of looking at it. He stops. He turns. He looks at you and kind of waves his hand in front of his face. Maybe I need more.
Maybe. There's also tales that it could heal grievous wounds.
Now
Can
it's
it
sort
heal
of,
the making you blind thing?
Like,
It's
so
hit and miss.
So it heals you, but it makes you blind instead. What if I'm already blind? Will it heal the blindness and then? Yeah,
I think it might
think
just
yes.
be it might just be legends. There's a lot of these around the unique metals.
Well, the thing is, all legends come from somewhere, lad. Either way, that's interesting.
Wearing is probably like chopping onions, you know.
Oh yeah.
well,
You only-
didn't you read something about Orichalcum?
Yeah, when me and you went to the library, I did look it up a bit, and all I really managed to find out was what matches up with what Dijar's saying, that it's at Orichalcum.
which
The,
is
the metal tends to be sourced from there, or at least the surrounding area. Beyond that, there isn't much info to go on.
well with this EPAT stuff. There's a bound diary. It is protected by wards, powerful spells to keep it hidden. We're still in a place that, from my delves into history of Tansia, very nasty place. Worse than where we are now, the home of Titans. Think of plants so large they can eat tiger whole. Things up in the trees, eyes red as blood. And you turn your back. One of you is already gone. An arm is left in its place. There are lizard men. Thorax. I think that's the name.
Can you repeat that last sentence again? You cut out right in the middle of it.
There are people there. Lizard people. Thorax, I think that's their name. My common tongue is very hard. But think of a kobold, but the size of,
A person?
yes, standing upright
Didn't
and
we...
jaw of a crocodile.
Didn't we actually find a few of those? Or
Think
am I
so, but-
misremembering? With the green dragon.
Yeah, there was a big scurvy fella there, but couldn't really figure out what that was. I assume maybe it was Dragonborn things about, but maybe there's a difference.
There is a difference between Dragonborn and those. Dragonborn is more sophisticated, talking like you or I, and has a note of honor with them. Our warrior class. Thorax are vicious and think only of survival. From what I'm told through stories. And they are very territorial.
Kind of fits with what we fought with the green dragon.
That would make sense since they did ally themselves in the past with a green dragon known as Vadavang. But her fate is a warning to those who try to conquer Pansia. He was petrified. Turned straight to stone. I think that is an accurate warning enough. I will go over the history of Pansia much later. Too long to do it right now. But that brings up another thing. The war that might engulf Pectahos or Will. Beware of shadows. Because through my dealings in the Commonwealth realms, and what I've heard from I constantly forget his name. Dude with a cloak who's very good at hunting trolls and vampires. I can't.
I don't know. I think that one's for Liska.
You know of him? He's a hunter in the Hunter's Keep there at the Commonwealth Realms. Let's go.
I think it was like player. I think that was before my. I think it was Hans, yeah, but before my notes got deleted. But
That was yeah. You know his name. He's Hans von Richter, possibly the premier hunter of trolls and vampires.
I'll say it just like that, but
There you go.
in a Liska accent.
Yes, Hans von Richter.
Oh, Hans!
I've been keeping.
I've met him.
I've been in contact
I
with
did
him.
once too. I made him a silver bubble. It was like a dagger, but more of a bolt.
He is dealing with a lot right now. Shadows have been killing very important people, and there's nothing but fire and chaos over there.
We helped him. Velum Blanca and I helped him ages ago with the troll problem.
Oh yeah, when we were on our way through the snowy bit to a cliff spot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you now, beware of shadows.
Oh, don't
That's
worry.
them.
I still have the sunlight lantern that I helped with.
But there might be someone shadows after me, since I've made sure to leave my compliments to an old hag and witch of that used to be a ruler of that region.
Why does everyone have assassins after them? What are you?
Liska raise her hand. I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no. To be fair, she doesn't have assassins after her, but people have been trying to kill her all of her life. Well, that comes fair with soldiering, though.
Is this just a normal thing for adventuring groups?
No.
Maybe.
Well,
Oh,
it
actually,
depends if
Liska
they
snaps her.
piss
Liska snaps her fingers like, actually, we do have people out there that are trying to kill us, Remember that one Dragonborn that escaped? We're
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to find him. So yes,
Yeah,
we do
Star
all
was
have
the
assassins
close side of
after
that
us.
one.
And during the war, this upcoming war, there might be some undeads. Possibly, this is from speculation, supplied by Hefsut.
Well,
That's
sounds
nice.
like we're gonna need a lot of holy water.
Why would he be focusing on us?
Not us helping Balthazar,
Right. Right.
because
For him and his dealings.
Didn't we
More-
find that coin sack?
Yep.
Dave, Balthazar, Hefsut, and from what I remember in aiding in this, Elizabeth, all are making an alliance.
Oh, good. Wonderful. More things to worry about.
It's the reason why I left so very soon.
You
It's
know,
one of them.
it just kind of struck me. Most of these are necromancers or adjacent thereto. And Sar just sort of looks over to Angus. We could just, well, purify them, I guess. Might be a long shot,
Spit
but
it out. What do you mean purify? Like purify as he slowly reaches for his hammer?
how do you normally deal with undeads? You,
Is it a
Take-
dwarf or is it not?
there's just a sort of obvious look in her eyes, like, really?
There are different methods.
Unless they both.
Okay, let's just narrow it down to general. You deal with undeads by first beating them down so they can't fight back, then you consecrate them and release.
Well, not for a dwarf, not necessarily. You don't have to beat down your kin.
That
Though,
I'm
I mean,
okay.
if they're so ravenous that they can't be reasoned with, perhaps. But no,
Oh,
I'm getting into technicalities. I understand your
No, I mean, you raise a good point. I mean, much as I don't like thinking of that time, there was that one spirit in the Moorbog that I managed to get through to.
See, exactly. And she was hanging up around the tree ready to fucking noose you. And yet
Right.
you were able to talk to her. A lot of these things, even if they have a semblance of intelligence left, can be reasoned with. You
My
know,
main
that's
point
not...
is
Go on.
we more than likely would need something holy in order to beat them back.
Well, you could... It depends. So, with zombies, for the most of the part, you have to just eradicate them. Zombies are a rather unique one, in the sense that they don't have much of a mind left at all. It's sort of like they're an even dumber animal, running off of such a base instinct that the only thing they can think of is to shamble in a straight line and consume. It doesn't matter if there's a hole ripped open in their belly and everything that goes down the gullet falls down at their feet. They don't know that. They aren't aware. They can't think. They can't reason. However, the bony lads and the spectres, they're very different. And then there's also like what I'll refer to as walking corpses. They're not quite zombies. They're more ghastly. What's the common word? In trade tongue, one of the terms is like bright, but like with a W. And they're
A Weiss.
yeah, aye. They are generally a bit twisted by the Blacklands, and they become far more cruel than they were in life. It's hard to reason with them, but you can, because most of the time they retain high intelligence and tactics and the like. So you have to be careful, because in combat they're, well, tactical. Aye, but otherwise they're pretty darn intelligent, you could say. You could reason with them. You know, the lot of you might be able to escape if you leave one behind to be tortured or something like that, right? That kind of cruel intelligence. Same thing with the bony skeleton ones. But that's not always the case. Not everything is cruel. A lot of them could be egotistical. We got blood. We've got souls. They don't have that. They have ego. Right? They have their ego and their sense of identity. That is what binds them to the bones, or whatever it may be, right? It's not their soul most of the time. It's their presence of being, if that's a way to explain it. Some will actually just bind the soul into the corpse, and that's a form of eternal damnation and torture. I don't...
And that brings up to my other point here.
This is getting very dark.
Sorry.
South, since we talked before and you wanted to read my spell book, I want to come up with... Hold up.
Let's read and more talk with you about it.
I have a compromise with that. We can still talk, but it'll be better to involve everybody. I want to teach the entire group more tactics and skills of a mage hunter. What better way than do that is to showcase my spells and how to defeat the caster, or if you find yourself in a tough spot, how to eliminate said spell and not a caster.
Angus sticks his hand in the air rather pointedly. I have a question.
Yes.
You do mostly magic, right? I mean, I think I've seen you shiv someone once.
Twice.
You're a mage, but you're also a mage hunter. How's that work? What's a mage hunter really is or do? I'm not aware of that. That's a bit out of my purview. Could you explain what that is and sort of... Well, you throw that word around. Why is that important?
Mage hunter is a bounty hunter that hunts and targets specifically paladins, druids, clerics,
Other mages.
sorcerers, and other mages. We have ways to neutralize, capture, or slay our quarry if need be. Dead or alive.
Does it matter? Are most mage hunters normally also mages?
Not all
Or
the
are
time.
you...
There's a plethora of different mage hunters. One could be
Okay.
a knight who's versed in the magic, limited, but is well used of the sword, so he understands how to break the concentration of a mage and get up real nice and close to where there's nothing a mage can do. You notice how I'm always in the back. If something comes up really close to me, I'm kind of fucked.
I think it's a case of, if I'm understanding this right, Dejan, that the specialization comes from a knowledge of how... an intimate knowledge of how casters work. Like Liska hunting specific beasts.
Exactly. And it depends on the person's skill set, how they would capitalize on that knowledge.
So you want to teach us these tactics in case all the bastards after us decide to throw some spellcasters towards us?
It would give you guys some needed advantage. But let's be real, when we were in the Morbog, and especially in Morthholm, We got by the skin of our teeth. We were very tactical, but there were some rooms for error that could be shored up. Especially if one of us got dominated or controlled,
I was just
Sort of
looking to
slowly
Liska.
turn to look at Liska.
Yeah, everyone's looking at Liz.
or even worse, what happened if Liska or myself get dominated? And you have something very bad.
So,
Well, I've worked
How-
on that.
how do you propose we go about learning this shit? We're just gonna spar and then beat the crap out of you?
That's one part of it. The other part is learning what the spell does, so you know how to counteract it. It's like a tactic of how do you can get around someone with a shield? You go for his feet or his legs. He's covering his top half, not his bottom half. Or if someone is with a large polearm or spear, you don't give them distance, you close in. Those type of things.
I was about to say maybe hook onto the shield and pull it away.
See?
It
You're already
only
thinking like
works if
that.
you're stronger than the person wielding the shield.
And there's the nuance. See?
We're heavier.
If you use your own skill sets with the knowledge I'm about to teach you, you will all be mage hunters in your own right. If it's the preferably a fan, as it were. You can
When we
hold
piss
your
in the
own.
wind, eh?
You,
Well, I'm on board for learning some more helpful things. And it's not like we're lacking time on the road to do it. So I suppose there's no harm in it. It also means that we'd be working together as a whole, knowing not just what casters are capable of, but also you yourself.
I know one way that is quite easy to at least combat casters.
Shoot.
Throw stuff in their face. If they can't
That's-
see you, that's gonna be an issue for them.
that's one. The major one is disrupt their concentration.
That
Even if-
is relatively easy.
Not
see.
to
No.
some. Not to
That
some.
reminds me of an ancient dwarven technique invented by one of our most powerful spellcasters. It's called Dingle's Dirt of Dispelling.
The guy just turns
Can
to
you
look
guess
at
what you do?
You roll it into little berry shapes, so you have Dingle's berries.
That's exactly right. And then if you don't have it, you can use your foot. Then you take Dingle's berries and you toss it in their eyes. So now they have dirt in their eyes, and you've dispelled their ability to spell.
that, or you bind their hands.
Well, that's not always easy to do. Sometimes it's easier just to kick some fucking dirt in their eyes.
But, yes.
I
Well,
mean,
that would be-
it is good to have methods and ways to counteract the powerful people that are casters, closing distance, and, you know, fucking them up, or, I don't know, surprising them with a well-aimed arrow from a far distance. If they do not know something is happening, then they cannot react.
That or a
It's true.
specific nasty poison. And she just brings out a very vial that looks purplish but moving almost like blood. This is very nasty for any spellcaster.
I'll see. looks like my porridge they get left at a fortnight too long.
I'll say this: if any spellcaster ingested this, it would be harder for them to use any spells, and it would damage them in the process as well.
Oh, couldn't we also do like? She like snaps her fingers like, silence. Did we not do that against the Dragonborn, the Black Dragonborn, at some point in time? Where we, guessing that made the caster like very weak. I mean, I was also invisible and swinging very hard, but like in general, you know.
Yeah, that's
Many
Very
spells
good.
have a verbal component.
and there are some that can bypass the verbal.
Plus, I'm sure they can just move away.
I mean, if you're in their face, probably not.
Well, that's a case of general tactics, I think.
And also, you know, because you can't see the silence. What if you put it like slightly off center, so one of the ways they move will only bring them further into the silence?
Perhaps, but
I like this.
silence is a bit of a win-loss type spell. In the heat of combat, communication would be down, we can't talk. And, Angus, do most cleric spells require some form of prayer or...
That generally so. Most of them have a prayer or something you have to say, a specific chant. That's a pretty fair one. Either that or also a special hand movement that you have to do. That's pretty common. And then another one tends to be some sort of symbolic material. Though a lot of that time, as he pats his spell component patch, a lot of time, if you also have to do a fancy hand movement, you don't have to have the thing as long as you have like a symbol. You know, for me in Dune, I have, you know, the blacksmith hammer and the anvil, and the same thing for Gundam. You know, the crafting hammer and the like for invention. So that's why I can do things and not constantly have to reach into stuff. I've got something that's literally an anvil and a hammer together. I can do both of those prayers with this. But if I don't have something that needs the material and also requires the hand movements, the something another gestures, it doesn't work. It's a little complicated, but most require you say a prayer. More of them will say a prayer and a fancy hand movement, and then the least common one is all three with also a fancy thingamabob for symbolic reference.
So,
It is the
Basically, everything you have to say something.
is the nature of the thing that matters, not its form.
Yes. You know, it reminds me of a funny story, speaking of how everything requires you to speak. There was an old tale passed around about a Dwarven adventurer lad that went up to a mountain peak that was warned not to go. It's a story of arrogance, you see. He thought himself invincible because he had bested every beastie that there ever was. And he went up to this peak and proclaimed to the world, "Look at me, I'm great, throw anything you want at me and I can kill it and I'll win. You know, I can slay any beast." So the skies themselves brought down a beast made out of air itself, and he swung at it, he couldn't do anything, nothing happened, and the beast, it never struck him, it just sucked the air out of his lungs, so he never was able to get a breath in. He swung and swung with no air in his lungs, and he passed out and died. It never touched him, he just killed himself. So, it's worthwhile being careful for hubris, all things. And on that notion, everything's got to breathe, especially if you got to cast spells. If you can make it so somebody can't talk and they can't breathe, chances are that mage can't cast.
Yes. So I have a question for all of you. Did you not wonder why a Diamond Dragonborn was They're in the middle of the Moorbog. What's
I mean, were they not captured after they got ambushed and a bunch of their people were killed?
didn't she tell us that there was some sort of like beef between their houses?
it is a beef between, as you say, House Iserdax and House Mortathax.
Sure.
Hence why I helped the Kalia. He and I are part of the same house.
I remember you saying this a while back, I think.
So you got adopted into the house, or?
The elder, known as Glacier Borealis, my adoptive father, adopted me into the house. Yes,
Glacier Borealis.
So is that a
Holy-
dragon, or is that just a dragonborn?
it's a dragonborn, like the Kalia.
Okay. I only ask because, like, Mortathax had a house because it's a dragon. Did you meet a dragon?
I have not yet.
Are you secretly a dragon, Dejar?
No,
We have
I
been
have,
running into a lot of them lately.
I'll just say this: I have met two, just never seen their true form.
I've met more than 2 dragons.
But I have not met.
But did you kill them?
Many.
I have not met Ithridax. Not yet. They are the dragon of that. You plan though becoming a Dragonlance.
What was that?
Like those 3 that we fought and killed, they are the elite.
Oh, those were some terrible beasts.
They are the elite warriors of martial prowess and magical prowess. Everything else afterwards is considered secondary.
That's some focused dedication. And in the nicest way possible, you're probably gonna need to get some rather heavy training from Liska if you want to meet that martial end of it.
The entire point.
I mean, sure. I don't know if, like, it will probably take a long time to get to their level of competency. I've been doing this for centuries. Sorry, decades. Decades, sorry.
Fine, I'm
It's
missing
fine.
up
I've been
more than
able to
that.
put it past you.
But
She doesn't
This is
have
the-
that many wrinkles yet, don't be mean.
the way I see it is
I'm still
Something-
very young. Thank you very
something
much.
Well, all your wrinkles are on your brow from that stern gaze.
She frowns.
Yeah, those ones right there.
Angus, I don't know how it is in Dwarven society, but
Yeah, throw Angus into the pond.
never,
I'm just kidding.
you'd never a remark on a woman's age.
the way I see it is if something burns your soul with purpose and desire, it is your duty to be reduced to ash by it. Otherwise, it is just nothing but a dull story in the library of life. To do something I have desire to, then shirk from that type of duty. I've done that too many times.
Well, on that note, it's good to hear that you've got something more of a solid goal, but, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, you have a bad habit of stretching yourself thin. You'd
Oh.
commit your time and energy to too many things, and
This
you're gonna
time
need
it's...
you're gonna need to
I've-
trim some branches before you go committing to something that specific.
About that, I've already made up my mind. I'm going to do this. I need to trim some branches. I'm gonna cut my ties completely with the Black Hand when it comes to it.
Oh, I assume you did that already.
No, not. I did this. Yes, but I mean with him.
Oh, and didn't you notice it person?
I want to do this personally.
Well,
As the scamper off into the night is not honorable.
Do you think that is a good idea? I mean,
will come to
I only
that.
ask because, like, if he is someone who deals with a individual like Hefsted or Elizabeth Van Dragul,
Dragul?
whatever. Yeah, like, I don't think. I do not think that is the type of honor that you are looking for.
last I checked, I think he was dead.
Yeah, I have a question.
Something close to it.
How's he working with all of these people and meeting with folks if he's dead?
The ring.
Is he's... Eh?
Gonna need a bit more detail than that, Jar.
All right.
Yes. There is a ring that looks like a
Small.
that looks like a brain.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing that kind of looks like that image you showed us of the squid man.
Yes, and you put it on and you can communicate with him. His presence at the time before I left was overwhelming. It was
I'd
like
completely forgotten he was wearing it.
it was like being a huge ass boulder placed on your shoulders.
So a bit
Is
of
he
context.
possessing people?
No, he's wearing a ring of Mindshield.
I don't know what that is.
You know how you can die and your soul gets whisked away?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's how it works.
The ring prevents that. It keeps your soul.
Oh, it's a phylactery.
Almost. You are essentially powerless once you're in the ring.
And
You can talk, but only to the one wearing it.
Then how come in her little vision he was a ghost?
because I was already in the ring to talk to him.
So,
Well, oh, go on, Angus.
oh, I was just curious because it sounds like I don't know. It seems like if he's only talking through the ring and yet you said he was doing things. It sounds like maybe there's more.
You were
Either way, I'm just a wee bit concerned. I'm with Liska on this one. Didn't you? I'm trying to remember, but it seems like you told us things he didn't want you to tell, and now you're working to stop him. And now there's Black Hand agents here as you're still with us.
Yeah, I think the ties are thoroughly cut.
I'm
he
just
may
saying.
know.
Yeah, just send a nicely worded letter, you know?
Yeah, I'll even start with you.
Okay.
Fuck off.
No, dear Balthazar, fuck off.
This is the first time you hear Jajara laugh. I think I've been practicing with calligraphy, so I think so. Might be.
You could. I'm just wary of doing things in person. I mean, we'll be going potentially, if you lose this bet, we'll be going up near Mountain Home anyway, which isn't not but a small jaunt to Cliffspire. So if you really want, we could go with you. But
No.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm with Liska. I'm hesitant on this.
Yeah, like right now, Dejar, there is no reason for him to let you live. If purely for like the sense of vengeance and betrayal, like actively going in and just being like, oh hey, by the way, just for like I feel you are under no pressure of. I do not feel you are honor bound to do this. At least
Yeah.
not in the sense of honor that I know.
I'd say there's greater honor in disrupting his machinations than going to him in person and saying I quit.
It is. I don't even think she can go and talk with him in person.
Now, just thinking about it, the place is. It is very heavily guarded, so. No. Yeah,
Just
that's-
like, I don't know, can you send messages in a dream or something? Do spirits dream? Or is it the people that they inhabit?
No, he doesn't dream. He doesn't sleep.
I mean, how do you know?
I identified the ring.
The
Well,
thing
I mean,
is,
but I'm asking, like, does him as a spirit? Like, unless
I
he's
don't-
just stuck there awake, never able to, like, stop to think. Like, I feel like that would drive me crazy. Probably more
So
mad than
is-
he already is.
To the point of madness, I would say.
Sao is
mean,
giving
given
a
his
look
action-
that
Sorry,
hold on,
go
hold on.
Sao is giving a look that is telling that what you're saying is basically right.
And
Well, the actions he's taken don't exactly scream sane to me.
and is trying to come back.
I wouldn't
Like-
put it
So,
past
I-
him.
Raises his hand again. I remember a kerfuffle in the capital when he died. There was this tall, pale lady, demon lass, with a big black book, leading a bunch of skeletons holding him on a shield.
Sorry, yeah.
He
Right?
is not there. Cannot be found.
Right. Oh, great. That's. It would be better if we knew where it was. But my point is, I'm thinking. I don't know a lot, but I've heard rumors. Like, isn't there like 3 or 4 of them?
3 or 4 of them what?
Like legendary spooky black books.
I mean, you're talking about the.
Black Books of Blackness.
I.e. the what do you know the name of them with a 15 religion?
With a 15, you'd need a heftier roll than that to know the actual names of them. But you have heard rumor of myth and legend about some rumored 3 black books that have been sort of infamous throughout history.
Can I do something cool here?
Sure.
Would Sao recognize the black book he's mentioning as, one of the books or the book that was the cause of the Jade Storm?
So you go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
And
No, I was
kind
gonna
of-
flavor it more like she would mention a similar thing about a black book in Orcish history and give him, flash of genius,
Oh, okay. Okay. I see.
which basically means a +4, so it's 19.
19. With a 19. What Saoyun mentions sort of it brings to mind a clearer history of these black books. Indeed, there was one black book that is infamous throughout Orcish history as the cause of the Jade Storm, called the Infamous Nalidus. And considering that there are 3 black books, they probably follow similar naming conventions. The exact names of them, again, you're not sure, because it's just narrowly shy of that role needed.
Forbidden lore.
Yeah.
And
Odd to 20. Right. Huh. What did you say it was?
Yeah, suddenly a fish.
Sorry. My
Grunka, no fishing inside the.
my
Right on board.
my cat just get off my stream tech. Come on, get off.
I like that being canon. You just hear
That's the
flash.
sound of Angus's brain fucking like it's a flash of genius.
Just
all the
we hear
brain
a
juice coming
splash
out of
from the
his
side,
ears.
and Grunk is fishing in like cereal.
Right. So. Right. Where would that have been in the world?
which one?
Where was that Jade storm place? Or let me narrow
Yep.
down and clarify it. Do you think it's anywhere near Hefsort?
I hope not.
The Jarl will speak up at this. The Infamous Maladus is in Hefsort's possession.
Yes, because you've done plenty of research on this before.
That is. That was
And
from-
with what happened there. Oh, you got the B team there for that.
the Infamous Maladus, which was in where town used from, and
Sure
then
knows exactly why Balthazar is working with Hefsort.
came into the hands of the Sun Ward through uncertain events, deals being made, fell into the hand of Hefsut. Now there. Now the other Infinite Sanguis. He pauses for a minute.
That would be the Book of Blood.
Yes. And it was held within the vaults, deep within the Commonwealth realms.
You said
But
was.
it was stolen.
Oh, big surprise! The Commonwealth fucked it up again.
But it was stolen by someone.
Never trust a human.
Her name was Rain. I don't know if this person, but the yard cried on.
Liska's has never met Rain, but she picks up the vibe.
He has witnessed Rain's withered body in a bath of blood, hearing of pages turning, dark whispers, and moon coming out of the blood bath, which the yard did also gave compliments to the bath of holy water as a little surprise. But he supposed through careful thinking that Elizabeth von Dragul has the infamous Sanguis.
So,
Oh, goody.
and have we confirmed that he's working with her?
That is correct, because
So, it's
I had
So-
to physically write letters to Elizabeth, one of her cohorts, and you visibly feel sickened.
so let me get this right.
Hold on, let me finish.
No? Yeah, okay.
I had to do sending to Hefsut. Verbally, it was not a very good, pleasant thing, but
What?
they
Why?
were they, for some reason, and through her own contacts, Hefsut is planning on making large moves on Kitesh. He's getting help with Balthazar's group with that. Much as he knows.
And as court wizard, you were probably tasked with the more sensitive information.
I was at some point, but when he mentioned the war going with Tektahos, I needed to get out of there. I needed to know for sure what was going on. But since the Morbog, things have complicated.
It sounds like it.
I'd also
So this
recommend sending a letter back home to maybe flag up these movements.
I already have someone there. I'm paying them quite a lot. But I will do a sending to the matriarch of Mahir and the head archmage in Kitesh.
Okay.
So
Sorry, Angus, what were you going to say?
I just want to clarify. So this lad is working with the lady that's got, most likely, that spooky book of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lad that we believe has that spooky book of
Curses.
jade?
Curses. The book of curses.
Oh, great. Even better. So a book with that, and then this is a guess, but there's that lady that was with him
Siren.
that was making all the spooky creatures, and she had the big spooky black book.
I was
don't
assuming
know.
that was just a spell book.
I always wondered about it. I wanted to talk to her about it before got caught up and busy, and by the time I couldn't find her.
What does the last one do? Do we know that? I haven't a clue.
Yara is going to do this just for my own self.
With a 16, you're not entirely sure. Though her magic took on this sort of... this ghostly blue hue.
Like Angus's magic?
Not quite. Angus is...
Imagine a bit colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icy.
Like ice.
Yeah.
She's a frigid bitch.
Good to know that she still remembered so fondly.
Hey, you know what? Say what you will, Velm actually has some positive leaning towards her.
Yeah, mostly
That's
when her
surprising.
cleavage is open.
Nothing to do with her cleavage.
Sure.
It's the positive leaning towards her when she's positively leaning forward towards him.
She has no choice in the matter. It's too much. Sorry, I'm distracted.
They're so big they have a gravitational pull of goodwill.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay,
continue.
And
okay.
apparently people.
And I.
He
Yes.
The only time I've seen her, and this was in trying to help get Balthazar a new body, I've only caught a glimpse of it. Her magic was ice blue, like almost a touch of death. Ugh. He shudders. Just being around her was terrifying. I would fight a lich. I would fight a vampire. But I would not fight that bitch.
Great. So, worst case scenario, if she has one, he's involved with. Is there 3 or is there more?
There's only 3.
So-
Rumored of the last one, so I don't.
He would be getting all 3 together.
It's a lot of magical firepower for some really nasty people to have.
Well, here's the thing. Since he has those 2 on his side, Elizabeth and Tefsut, Tyron is in the wind, presumably dead. We don't know where the other book is. That last one. That is a problem.
If I ever come across any of those books, I am burning them.
You can't.
You can't. You can't. Okay. He just looks at Vellum. Just. very
Oh, I said
pointedly.
something stupid again, haven't I?
You did. Magic must defeat magic. That's like
I'm
trying
sure
to.
if I put a sword through its pages hard enough.
No, 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 no.
Jackie!
That's like trying. It's like trying to take. Ah, yes, a magical sword. Let me just try and break it in half with a half. Are you really that? No, I know you're.
Well,
you're
I
not.
worry if I use, just pulls out the Sunblade. Magic.
There might be a heavy rebound. This is Dejar's assumption, and
I just hate to say it. Yeah, I'm with her. It's
Well,
probably
it's still not
right.
like-
this is Dejar's assumption. You remember that that coiled thing that Morthafax tried to that she made you craft in Morthholm?
No, Dejar, I'd completely forgotten about it.
She's being very sassy with this. Of course you don't remember. Okay. Well, I think
That
the
was
book-
sarcasm, Dejar. Of course I fucking remember.
I was being sarcastic too.
Alright, you
Okay, guys, let's calm down. Like, perhaps we should have this conversation, or maybe actually, perhaps we shouldn't have this conversation, because it seems like people are getting very heated about something that not everyone is sure about. Let's just finish eating this delicious greasy food, and let's go outside where it's nice and warm and sunny. Is that?
Yeah,
how about that?
I
You're
suppose we can wrap it up. And this isn't to be mean. We just covered so much ground. Dujar, did you have a point with this conversation this morning other than I want to teach you mage hunter stuff? Is there some important thing that should stick? Because now all I'm thinking about is we got this lad that's apparently going to be going to war here with all these spooky allies and books and things. And fucking, I don't know what else. And now I just really don't want to get involved, and I don't care. I do not care anymore. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a losing thing. So is there something that, like, you wanted the point to stick with this
Okay.
conversation this morning? Not being insulting there. It's just, it's a
It
lot for
was.
me to take in with a hangover.
And Dejar is sorry for that.
No, don't be sorry.
The main thing I wanted to bring to this was Dejar is not very happy. I try to be happy, and I think too much. I also feel deeply too much. The bad combination. But ever since we went down into the depths, had that very nice evening of drinking, some of us blacked out. When I'm with you guys, I feel like I can do almost anything.
Good.
So yeah. Thank you for being here.
You know what? Thank you. You've helped and you've brought in some new insights and different ways of thinking. I can't say I fully trusted you at first. You gave a lot of info out a little bit too fast for me to understand. It was a bit odd. You know, you were that lone wolf, but now you're coming along and you're working a lot better with the group. And things are going pretty great. And I think there's no doubt to say that we're better with you than without. That said, if you ever need anything, lean on us. You're not alone now. I think I speak for all of us, as he sort of looks around. You make a great part of the Hammer Strike, and you make a great friend too.
Agreed.
That said, on that talk of sadness, I think you need to go back to that dream therapist and work through that. I can fix broken bones, but I'm not so good at that.
That's something the Yar has been working on.
Well, at least you've removed a weight of information from your mind, and we're all a little more informed now. I'd rather know what's going on and be prepared for it than not. But, much like Liska said, I think now's a good place to maybe leave, if you even had anything else, and take the day to enjoy the sun.
I agree. You know what? He slaps his knee and stands up. I'm gonna go make some trinkets and baubles and try and sell them.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think you have something to go pick up, don't you? Not pick up. I think oh yeah, no, that's for a while. Don't you have your robe going? Yeah.
That's going to be a week.
Oh, you're welcome to tag along with any of us in town. I don't know if we're all going to the same places, but we all got business.
I do plan on going to the Fireman's Temple, but I will tag with one of you before I go over there.
Oh, when you do, let me know. I need to come over there and I need to negotiate for Braun.
Yeah, you mentioned dreams, but that can be noted later. Just remind me.
Will do. I did want to have a chat with you about something, so if you want, you can tag along with me to the whatever passes for a metaler just around here.
Okay. I want to learn about the jewel crafting anyway.
Right, I'm gonna finish what's left of this and head out.
Alright then.
We can start with somebody else first, because A, I want to go get a drink, and B, I want other people to do shit. I like watching people do things.
Sure.
What's Grunka been up to?
Yeah,
he
what's
doing?
Grunka doing? Hey, what the Grunka doing?
Probably fish.
That's gonna be your next sticker on the server, I swear.
What's Grunka doing?
What the
Grunka?
So, Grunka, just go ahead and make me those rolls then. Those D6 rolls.
Yeah. How long have people been talking?
Well, about an hour apparently.
Yeah.
At least.
4.
Nope.
Aw.
That was
cereal fish for
that
you.
was the splash earlier.
Whole lot of nothing.
Actually, I have a curious question. When you roll for that, what is that considered?
What do you mean?
I think it's just a die, isn't it? It's not a check. It's because it's not associated with a skill, I think.
I can't add +4 to just force it.
Let's see.
He rolls a 6 plus 4, get a 10 fish.
Yeah, it's just like at the end of an uninterrupted hour of immersion, roll a d6.
Immersion.
I don't think adding a D4 to that would help.
Yeah. On a 6, a floppy 6-inch magical fish appears at the end of the hook. Very classy.
Well,
Alright. Yeah, but no, it's not really a skill. It's just a
Yeah.
roll.
thing. Sad.
A thing, yeah. Cats. Well, we know.
Well,
Do not the cat.
most of what Sarah's gonna do today is chill and process information, likely go to the market to sort of just idle think as she browses. So she's gonna come and watch the race later though. That's for sure.
Okay, sorry, just had to shoo the cat away. So, for this, for the rest of this, well, midday and early afternoon, we'll say those who want to shop can do so. We'll probably end up doing that after the end of the session, so you can all kind of do your own little shopping things here and there. But if you want to do any roleplay, let me know.
Will do.
Hell yeah.
On it.
Otherwise, I guess we could probably continue to the race, because the Temple of the Ferryman, it was specifically said in that brochure you got, that was night tours. Temple is closed for pretty much all of the day.
Yeah, but the yard plans on going at night, so he'll
Okay.
ask Angus to tag along. But he's tag along with
Yeah.
to find
All right then.
precious metals.
Did I have a small chat to do?
Yeah.
But if you guys are eager for the race or want to get it out of the way, I'm
No,
delaying that until after.
If you want to do some roleplay before then, feel free.
Okay. Well. Sorry, just I've got a burp. I don't want to burp. No. Okay. Cool. Anyway,
Always the worst.
it's just there. I know it's there, and I know it's gonna pop up when I'm fucking talking. So just heading out into town. He knows where the metal sellers are at this point, but it's more of a leisurely stroll than in any particular hurry. Oh, hang on.
There it is.
There we go.
And
Got
there
it.
comes.
Got the bastard. Anyway, so I remember you having a talk with Miss Ulnarim when we were in the Ember Room.
Lady Ida, yes.
Yes. Memory's a little foggy, but you expressed an interest in jewel crafting and the like. Am I remembering correctly?
That is correct.
Oh, firstly, I wanted to apologize because well, I know the better way to learn things is from somebody who knows what they're doing rather than, well, personal experience rather than the book. And I didn't realize at the time, but it seems like my hesitation at that idea pushed you into a very tricky way of learning things. That's firstly what I wanted to talk about. And I suppose the other point is, I know you've got said book incoming, but I would be open to teaching you what I can. I'm already planning on doing so with Angus as well. He's expressed an interest. And so it seems stupid to not extend you the same courtesy now that my mind's been changed on it.
I'm used to being tolerated. Even back home in Katesh, most Nagas are tolerated. And so I'm used to Not being first priority asked things, or that's not the right way
It's
to-
not that, Deshar. It's nothing about priority or importance. At the time, I just didn't think I was up to snuff to be teaching anything. And a lot of time has passed since then, so now I think maybe I should at least try before saying I can't.
It's the yard has difficulty with Great Tongue is not. It can't. The word I want to use was not the right one.
Well, I mean, we both know your preferred one, so if that's easier, you can do it.
She switches to Serpentine. She meant to say, I'm used to being ignored.
Well, you're not going to be ignored around here anymore. You are my friend, Deshar. So, what do you say? Would you let me at least help you learn? I know you're probably going to be sticking your snoot in that book the second you get it, but having a practical approach to it is, in my experience, a lot more fruitful.
Yes, the yard will accept help. It would be foolish not to.
Right then. I'll have to see about getting the materials together to teach you. I've got all of it already for Angus because he's provided a lot of it, but I might be able to use some of that obsidian I've dug up as well. Thoughts for later.
Do you make your own jeweler's tools, or do you buy them?
I think I bought a set a while back. Never really thought to make my tools, just... Well, except for my smith's tools. Those I did make. That was a long time ago now.
They have tried to find jeweler's tools, but could not.
Well, I'll have a look at my stuff later and see if I can put something together, but no guarantees. Precise, particular tools like that. I'm used to the bigger, hardier smith's tools. I've never actually made anything like the jeweler's stuff before.
He just takes out like a gold bar. In her language, he would say the yard would like to use the yard to make tiara crown.
Oh, you want to feel like a what is it, a princess, is it?
No.
You see a smirk.
He just gives you a side eye, like.
It's fine, Deshar. If you want to feel pretty, that's fine.
He takes off the one she's wearing. No, he wants to replace this once it's given to its rightful owner. For her own outfit.
What's that one again?
Graceborn Circular.
Oh, you got it from that place. Well, I don't know if it had the same effect, but nothing wrong with getting something to match the aesthetics.
It's more or less the fact the shard that we traded you gave after you traded the black opal and emerald.
Yeah, I remember now. We were tossing around some gems.
Yard thinks about making a crown or a circular for with peace in mind, but for a different charismatic dragon. Think different shard? I don't know. I don't know how this works exactly, but give her a break. He all she's going on.
I get the idea. You got the end goal of what you want to make, but have no clue how to get there. That's common starting out on a new trade. Get the basics down, know what you're capable of, and then start planning.
Get it? That's how this dual crafting thing works out. I only know how to write it out, not sketch it.
Well, it doesn't have to be neat, but you'll find yourself doing a lot of sketches over time. As long as you know what you're working with, then it doesn't matter. I mean, hell, I write all mine in Orcish. No, very few other fuckers are going to be knowing what the hell I'm writing down, but I understand it. Either way, you should keep an eye out for any choice pieces of gem work. Anything that either of us might find useful, because I think I might start actually putting some time into the old jewel crafting. Honestly, I haven't made anything for a while. Through a few weeks, honestly, but I feel like it's a lot more lucrative than just the standard gear that I make. Wait, hang on. Got lost in my own head for a second. What did you mean about using your name? Or you mean like Raven or?
No. Yar. He points to herself. Yar. And she points to the bar gold.
What's Jar mean in Serpentine?
And he's thinking for a moment. Switching to trade tongue, gold. Gold points to herself and gold to the actual gold bar.
Oh, so your name is Gold.
Yes.
Huh. That sounds like it would get confusing.
Well, if you understood my full name, like, not saying it completely, but
I'm sure it makes sense in context, but, you know, yeah, merchants passing in, they talk about you, it's gonna... No. Maybe it's a Naga thing.
It's a naming... it's a tradition, but my name means, if in context, the Jar Savannah, Golden Fields, like Dawnrise. You know, the rice, if you put it into a dark shed, you can always find it with a hint of light, no matter how dark it is.
Well, I'm not a farmer, so I wouldn't know, but the sentiment's there.
It's what my mother and father always told me. So I keep them until I looked it up myself.
Well then, shall we go look at some metals and gems, gold snake?
Sure. Sun Forger.
Look, I thought it was a decent name, okay?
And you have the nickname of Forging with the Sun, thus Sun Forger.
Thought you meant my change.
No, what your livelihood? Am I not wrong?
Well, you're not wrong, but you might have missed the mark when I was grabbing it. Because
might
you've
have.
almost exactly nailed down what my name meant.
He looks. Is that the reason for here?
Well, I had to pick something. It may as well be halved.
Fair enough. The Rod smile. So how was picking of Vladimir? I think yesterday. I wasn't there, but he seemed very happy when she came back. Tired though.
Yeah, she was doing that weird sport they do here with the ball and the ring. I actually got involved with it a bit myself.
You seem to have fitted a maternal glove nicely. I think you became a dad.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Look, it's a better way to say it.
Look, I understand enough to know, while I didn't have the best dad, the role of a father is to be the firm but guiding hand. And
It's more of the fact that you can't change one's nature. Listen, there was fire, and a man has happened to see a snake caught in the fire. Picked it up, snake bit him, and by that reaction, snake fell back into the fire. He got a metal pole and pulled the snake out of the fire, thus saving his life. Passerby asked the man, "Why did you try to save the snake? It kept biting you." Just as much as the snake's nature was to bite me, did not change the nature of me wanting to help it. So it is kind of in your nature to be caring.
well, I'm flattered for that notion, but I don't know. It made sense to help the kid to make sure they had a better life than they'd had so far. Doesn't make me a dad again. The father, and though we always learn, is the firm but guiding hand. The soft stuff's usually for the mother. The kind heart and the guiding hand. They work in tandem. I've been, especially since you guys keep making the point of me being fatherly, I've been avoiding that kind of behavior as just more of an instinct than usual. Or is that a cultural thing?
It's just, the more you try and to avoid something, the more it happens. Just flow with it. Like you used to tell me to stop thinking about it, live in the present. Just flow with it. Don't think about it.
This is a little different, Shaw. This is an entire person's life, and acting like I'm Acting like I should be their father is a big thing to insinuate.
I'm not saying that you should. I'm saying that you, by your actions, you do. It's... If you want to help someone, try to do your best what you think someone else never had. It's not a bad thing. But also, if the person wants you not to do something, they will let you know. You just back off. Not hard. Like if I wanted to help someone, they didn't want me to help them. Didn't want me to protect them. I must respect their choice. Even if it's the wrong one. I might think it's the wrong one, but it might be the right one for them. Don't know. Thing we can do is help. In the best possible way we can. What we can.
I'll be honest, Jar. Every time you lot call me out on that, I do get a little bit spooked. Mainly because I got so much shit going on in my life. I hadn't even thought far ahead enough to any idea of family. It's not been a factor. I mean, hell, I haven't even found a woman yet. Let alone even thought about being a dad. If I'm even capable of it. What with my, my lineage. Regardless of possibility, it's not something I'd consider. But suddenly being thrown into the what if, it's a bit jarring.
Yes, it can be a bit jarring. With the notion of finding your best friend or one that you can share a life with, it just happens. You don't think about it. Hell, I didn't think about it. I was consumed by something entirely when I met of my life.
I get that much. That much makes sense. It was just the notion of being called a father before I'd even found a spouse. It was putting the cart before the horse.
Well, yes and no. If I had an adoptive father, Boris, I have been through a lot. Probably more so than you. Just being there for someone, being called a father, could be a term of endearment. Nothing to be scared of. And anyways, I meant it in a good thing. Not many people are willing to do such for a child or anyone else.
Well, I don't know why, but it's just who I am.
Then don't fear your nature. If anyone else says anything negative, it's none of their business. Worry about your own. You know you're doing the right thing, then why bother?
Well, I guess I have a bit more context on why I've been getting such a razzing from everyone.
I think it's more or less that's friends.
By the way, Jenna, I assume this part of the conversation has been happening out of earshot of Vladimir. I assume she's off at the stall somewhere.
yeah, you can see her.
It wouldn't have been so tactless as to have this conversation right in front of her.
Yeah, you can see she's very much distracted by a stall that's kind of filled with beautifully coloured silks. You can hear the yelling of the merchants around you, trying to hawk their wares. alongside a familiar other voice trying to hawk his wares. Angus, I believe this is your cue.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Unmute, good sir. You're hogging your wares.
225. I'll drop it down to 225. Made just today. Rare dwarven craft.
You see Angus off to the side on what looks like a small wooden crate, sort of trying to get himself above the crowds because he's a dwarf, and he's holding up this very intricately crafted golden statuette of what would you describe this as?
A beautiful dwarven woman, mostly tastefully nude, just covered with what looks to be carvings of like some silk or cloth, chest covered with big hair braids, and the like hand sort of reaching up, striking some sort of type of pose, made with what looks to be almost like gold and bits of platinum that is molded and shaped to resemble marble. And it's, it is a fairly substantial statue.
But you're noticing that barely anyone is paying attention to Angus.
Come on!
Hey, don't worry.
It was made by spirits, you just saw it. Come on, 21! Can I get 21?
Alright, I have a plan.
I'm all ears.
He sort of slumps, he stops calling out, and he sort of slumps defeated, and he puts his head in his hands, and he just looks down, and the sides of his mustache begin to...
Don't worry, man, we got you. Right, did y'all,
Things are dire when the mustache itself droops.
Okay.
Don't worry, it'll make sense real quick. Just scoot off that way, and I'll go this way, and Venom's just gonna emerge from the crowd, and it's like, "You there, dwarven craftsman? How much for that fine piece there?" And Venom's gonna say it very loudly and all, not suspiciously loudly, but loudly enough to draw attention.
Make me either a performance or a persuasion check.
I will do the thing I'm good at because elegant courtier.
Okay. 13, not bad.
Roll a 5.
What?
No. I'll hold on to my thread of fate. I was
Okay.
tempted to use it.
But still,
Are you
you're
literally trying to bamboozle everybody?
I'm drawing attention and giving positive press.
You're noticing you're getting a couple of looks here and there. A couple of individuals are sort of stopping, just to have a gander. You can see a couple of noble women are just kind of looking at this situation silently, kind of chattering to themselves.
Yeah. Kenton looks back and forth, and he looks at like, are we doing it?
It's just a look. It's like, go with it.
I was gonna ask, for two even. Two for this fine statue. It's made of gold and platinum, with dwarven runes.
Do you say? That's disgraceful. I'll pay 5.
I was doing 2,000.
You need to be clear out there.
Well, that's generous, lad. But the market price is 2,500. I was trying to do 2 and give you a good deal. 21.
All right. One of you go ahead and make a performance check with advantage.
His
what's your charisma
hand, like-
boy?
His hand gestures forward to you by his side, a little circular. Go on.
Oh dear. No, I'm breaking a roll. Sorry, I'm just checking. But I'm just checking and trying to find it. I don't use performance very much.
Actually, no. Because I did say persuasion or performance check before. I'll say one of you make a persuasion or a performance check with advantage.
Ooh.
I'm surprised deception has not been mentioned yet.
Oh, I'm gonna do
I was
deception.
also surprised by that.
Yeah.
Roll with it, 'cause I'm great at
I
persuasion.
mean, true enough. Deception is an option here.
I mean, is it an option or is it a requirement? Because the persuasion and deception are two different things.
You do persuasion. I will try to do deception when she comes in.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I'll go with what I'm
Okay, there you go. There you
Are terrible.
go. With advantage, you say?
Yes, because Angus is helping you with this. Oh, 26.
There you go.
I have a +8.
So, at the mention of 2,500, and there's couple mentions of 2 even as well. You know, seeing those two noble women sort of chattering amongst themselves. They kind of gesture to a few of their friends off to the side who are currently kind of looking at this colourful stall of the same silks that Vavnia's currently distracted by. They make their way over to sort of having her. You're drawing a lot of eyes here now. A small crowd is gathering off to the side.
Alright, Snack. Come on in and do the killing blow.
The chart. Lizard's up. Yeah. And it seems to be coordinated. Are you a part of a crafters guild by chance?
Why, yes! I am part of the Confederation of Clancraft, an ancient lineage of dwarves from across the way in the Silver Kingdom. Here's my member seal. I am certified to make fine crafts of platinum, gold, rune gold, and even more. And magic runes themselves, as he holds up a small magic rune.
You hear whispers off to the side, Vellum, with your keen perception. You hear whispers of Rungold. Did you just see Rungold?
It's kind of hard to find rune gold nowadays. Are you sure you can? You're up to the challenge?
Oh, up to the challenge? Why, of course I am. I already made some earlier. Go down to the
Multiplier.
I can't. It's hard to say in my accent. The fine lady there. Why, she sold me. Reached into the bag of holding. She sold me this great vest. And what? I could put rune gold threads through it. I already gave her some gold to work on a magical artifact. Can you not get rune gold because of? Can get it for you.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hell, I can make it right here, right now. Depending on what you use it for. Oh, whoop, did I freak out? Sorry. Depending on what you use it for, I can make it. Slight rules and restrictions, mainly.
How much for 1 bar of rune gold?
Suddenly got to use brain.
He
Oh
says,
god.
checking his notes. Psst. Word of God here. It's 300.
Sorry, my computer locked up for a second. What, how much
I was
for
talking
one
to my
bar?
ancestors and getting an accurate price. Don't mind me.
it's a rare, difficult thing to find right now. Why, I'd let one go for the small price of $5.50. No, $4.50.
$4.50, but to steal.
That's right. Good luck getting it in past the gates for less than that. That's not even counting import tax. Buy from me and you bypass tax.
You are fucking
Deja, considering that's not typically the price of rune gold, make a deception check.
Sure.
And it is most definitely not a steal.
Does she get advantage because of Angus?
Yes, Deja gets the advantage.
Yeah. I'm trying to throw a lot of buzz shit out to help people.
A lot of buzzwords.
This is what
No
I see in the
taxes?
bronze
Hell yeah.
quarter and the gym quarter all the time. No one likes taxes.
Control is for advantage, right?
Alt.
Alt is for advantage.
A alt is for advantage.
I'm gonna have to reroll this. Here, give me a second.
I'm
There you go.
just gonna point one thing out. This is very much like the duty-free shop in an airport.
Basically.
It's duty-free,
Roll again.
yes, but the price has been dialed.
Also, do you not have any charisma?
I do, but I haven't. I put it. It's 10 even.
Oh,
I guess-
okay.
So no, you don't.
So no, you don't have any charisma. When you said I'll do deception, I thought, oh, she must have points thinking. Rogue.
Okay,
there we
so
Well, okay.
Well, yeah.
It's 11 twice.
yeah, so 11.
I mean,
Almost.
better average though.
A couple of the noble women seem little bit put off by the price, and they kind of make their way elsewhere. Seem to be sidetracked by a couple of the other stalls here. Venom, just make me an insight check.
Oh, okay.
60. You gather they're not looking for rune gold bars by any means, but they seem particularly interested in that statuette. And all this talk of rune gold bars has put them off.
Okay, well, I will bulldoze the path ahead. God, what was the last price that was bartered with the statuette? My brain just mushed. Was it like 22?
21.
21 then.
Is what he said.
Sir, we're discussing my purchase of this fine artisanal product, are we not?
Ah, yes. The Platinum Princess of across the way.
Woven
And here she is.
imports are rare.
Not just an import. A handmade craft with ancient magics. Why, of the very soul of Dwarven craft put into this. Literally. Look at the attention to detail. The sparkle in her eyes, that's gold dust. And the long, luscious, flowing sideburn braids.
Do you do
And it's to
custom
be yours! Sorry, what?
Yeah. Do you do custom orders, sir?
Not only do I do custom orders, they're ready in only 10 minutes! And I'll do it right here, using grand magic. Anything you want.
Right then, I will pay 2,200 for that, no less, no more. Does that sound fair?
Oh, 2,200? Anybody else?
All
Before
right.
it goes, hundreds of gold below asking market value.
So,
Anyone want to sneak in?
Vellum, make a persuasion check with advantage.
It's okay, it's my side.
It's okay to-
My brain forgot your... Okay, I'm gonna go with persuasion, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's get a bid war going. 19? Not
19.
terrible.
One of the you said 2,200, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
And I had previously I was like, I want this for hire because it's quality. And then I was talked down, so it gives them an opening.
You see one gentleman approach. He's a rather he doesn't look local. You can see he wears this sort of brilliant sort of golden breastplate. He's sort of flared, puffy, I guess, puffy shirt, if you will. This is sort of salt and pepper hair. Looks like he's in his mid-60s. Sort of fair skin, very sort of wrinkled face. Almost looks like Commonwealth attire. Probably Merthian.
Ooh. Cool, I don't have to fake my antagonisticness towards him.
He approaches and kind of raises a hand. Looks like he's been watching for a while and says, "I will purchase that for 2,300."
2,300? Oh! Well, you're getting outbid, like.
I saw it first, friend. I'll pay 2,400.
24!
Make another persuasion check.
Advantage or regular?
Yeah, with advantage. Again, Angus is helping you with this whole charade.
20.
20. He kind of gives he kind of approaches, stands next to you, gives you a wry smirk. You can see there is a with your passive insight, there is definitely a competitive streak to him. He kind of shoos away some sort of I guess squire it would be the best descriptor for him. An attendant. He kind of shoos his squire right, his attendant who he tends to what looks like this colourful, vibrant purple. You've seen them around. They look very. They look very similar to what Talali was riding. That sort of creature. This is raptor creature, but it's a very, very long neck, and looks very wiry. But it has this brilliant violet plumage, and the attendant sort of escorts this what clearly looks like some sort of saddled mount away, as this gentleman says, 2,500.
Can I try and gauge how eagerly he wants this? Because I know there's a competitiveness to him, but I also don't want to tuck Angus out of a big deal by bidding too high.
So you're just trying to gauge like how high he's willing to go.
Like how enthusiastic he is about this.
Make an insight check. 22. He looks like he's got some fair bit of money to him, particularly with this sort of gilded chest plate that he wears. This sort of glittering in the sunlight. You can see a few ruby gemstones are inset alongside the metal. It looks like he's willing to go pretty high for this, if anything, for perhaps boasting rights.
What was the last offer said? Sorry?
2,500 is what he said.
25. Velm's gonna make a show of like turning away and pretending to do some mental numbers. The kind of thing you'd expect like a wealthy merchant running the cost-benefit analysis in his mind. Is like, is this worth it? How much money can I pull from other accounts? Kind of behavior. And then he turns back around. 2,700. I dare you to try for more. This will be mine.
Make another persuasion check. I'll say, since Angus didn't say anything there, this will be a normal check. 25. Okay. So
thank you, elegant courtier.
So the DC is going higher and higher each time, but you managed to get by. You see him kind of stroke his wild bush of, well, sort of not wild, neatly trimmed bush of sort of grey, silvery beard. $2,750.
Velen will like fake a grumbly sort of, somewhat sour disposition. Any higher, the missus will have my head. Fine, take it. It's yours. And he'll extend a hand in begrudging, accepting defeat at this quote-unquote superior haggler, superior opponent.
You know, you'd normally expect like some sort of smug grin from a resident of the Commonwealth, but surprisingly, he takes it he takes his win with elegance and gives you a sort of bow of the head. And
Sucker.
sells you sell this gentleman your statuette for 2,750 gold.
I will be back for some custom wares, good sir. And with that, Velen will make a very dramatic exit.
It was a pleasure doing business with you, Mr.
Muted.
I was muted because I was drinking water and I've
There you
been
go.
role-playing this entire time.
Oh no.
And it's just 2750, once, twice, sold to the gentleman with the extravagant mustache.
I have this guy's name somewhere. I need to find it.
then I'll wait.
His name is Chump.
Oh,
You two are terrible.
Hey, it's
absolutely
it's
wrong,
fair
but I like
game in
it.
the
You
merchant
want-
world, you know?
that's how it goes, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
It's a cutthroat business world out there. You gotta know how to play the game.
My girl's not good with deception. I try.
It's okay, I appreciate
If
your
you-
effort because it created a varied market.
Yes,
People
And
not
if you-
just interested in finery.
he kind of gives you a nod as you kind of wrap up this statuette for him. He takes it, accepts it. Heinrich von Hild, second of my name.
Heinrich von Hild? Did I get that correct?
Heinrich von Hild.
Heinrich von Hild. I am Angus Brackenbrick of Clan Silverhearth, and I will happily be at your service for any collections you may wish to inquire. Custom made too. Return customers get a special discount.
Perhaps I might inquire about these custom jobs. But I do have a race to get to.
Then absolutely get to your race. And, well, you have a trophy there greater than anything else they can hold above their heads. Until next time, friend.
He gives you a firm shake of the hand and departs.
Firm shake, mustache wiggle to mustache wiggle.
I love that he was fucking Commonwealth. That made it so much more satisfying. So I was like, aha, sucker.
I think you're prejudice.
Oh, no shit.
Nah, it's not like
Gave it away.
It's not like we've been screwed over by them before.
I like to try to take
Ah.
our fucking number or anything.
Get high
God,
challenge
you hold a grudge worse than the dwarf.
I've never let that go.
So,
but
as-
yes, Melon will meet up with Snack.
Yeah.
It's like at some point in the crowd.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask, how much did you oversell this idol for?
It's worth 2,500 market value.
About
Alright,
10%.
not bad.
It's spooky that I managed to nail the market value by sheer guess.
almost like it's your thing.
I mean, I as a player had no fucking clue. I just went with a number that was higher.
I have just learned that you cannot do the plus sign to a coin value.
Oh, you
and
fool.
have it.
Yeah,
Well, I knew that my
something like that.
previous one was 283. I made sure to check that.
So you all meet up here after this well pulled off charade.
Well, I had planned on going to the metal store to sell some metal, but we can fucking put that down to rolls if you want to
Well,
get to the good shit.
yeah, well, we can probably do that after the game. So it's a few rolls here and there to see if how much.
Essentially, I had like a fuck ton of steel to offload, but I didn't want to lose out on money, so I wanted to try and haggle to get the market price.
Yeah, I mean,
But that can be done later with roll.
Yeah, if there's any specifically roleplay you want to do, then feel free.
I thought roleplay might be involved in the haggling, which is why I was going to do it now. But if it's not, then we can save.
Well, we can probably boil that down to a few rolls actually.
Okay. Well, let's continue onwards then, and we can do the rolls later.
Okay. So, as the day goes on, the afternoon continues. You're beginning to notice a lot of the mercantile stores, the stalls rather, are sort of shutting up early, and they're being sort of gradually, bit by bit, kind of pushed up towards the edges of the moonlit terrace. So, you gather from kind of hearsay here and there, you discover that this race's starting point has shifted to the middle of the Moonlit Terrace itself. If I can get some ambience here. I imagine Liska's also been preparing for this as well.
Yeah, she's been kind of, I'd probably say maybe an hour or two before the race starts. She will kind of go in, find Titan, and
Yes.
kind of get him familiar with her again, kind of warm him up, get him, like, make sure to do like a very thorough equipment check, and just make sure that everything is kind of on the up and up. Ask about like the path, what all is allowed during the race,
All right.
because it was said that like what, competitive jostling
Yeah. It
or
a few bumps and scrapes, intentional or not, between the races has been known to happen in the past.
is there any, like, she's gonna ask if there's any specific things that are not allowed.
Well, specifically, obviously, don't try and mortally wound
Kill people.
Yeah, yeah.
No killing. Gotcha.
It's not like a duel to the death sort of thing. This isn't a death race. I suppose the rules about knocking other people off of their mounts seems to be this sort of grey area from what you can surmise. It's an open secret that it has happened in the past, and those races have been dealt with sort of discreetly but firmly. There is rumor that a couple of the current races have been known to do that in the past, particularly one individual by the name of Guznik.
Who is the name of the current champ? The one that Liska intimidated?
Takuma.
Alright then. Gaznik. Good to know.
Guznik.
Gaznik.
That's the nick.
Gaznik.
As for the current route of the race, it will take you through the moonlit terrace, down a few other streets throughout Itzel, across the beach, and then there's this sudden turn up towards the cliffside, which you can now see. Yeah, you can see braziers lined along the terrace's edges that have been ignited, creating this pathway of light that would guide you along the route. And your gaze is also drawn to the tremendous crescent-shaped ring of cliffs that sort of halfway encircle the town of Itzel. And in the distance, high up in the shadows of those cliffs, you catch glimpses of flickering firelight scattered sort of intermittently along a path that courses along the cliffs. The same path that you used to descend into Itzel. It seems that this route will take you along the outskirts of town for a singular lap.
Right. I am gaining benefit.
So, as for your control of Titan, go and check your vehicle's mounts and companions.
Oh shit. Where the fuck do I? Where do I check those?
Sorry, it's in the Actors tab in the very top right, and then you'll see vehicles, mounts, and companions. It's the same place where Bastion and the Silver Hearth Steamhammer is stored.
Get you. Oh, interesting. He has attacks. Nice. Peck, kick, trampling charge, shove. Good shit.
Isn't the boy?
Do we... Liska will ask in a kind of, roundabout way. So, the riders are not allowed to interfere. What if our mounts do? Sometimes when you're racing, mounts get a little nervous if there's one too close. Like, what happens if the mount acts out?
He's kind of talking to the individual that you kind of originally signed up with. That would depend on the ability of you to control your mount.
So we are responsible for what the mount does, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Duly noted.
So, after a while, you want to say anything?
No, it's fine.
No. So, after a while, eventually the rhythmic beat of distant drums reaches your ears, mingling with the vibrant atmosphere that now begins to permeate the air. And the sound grows louder with each step as you approach. Here we go. The terrace itself, it kind of stretches on out like this grand stage, bordered by these temple-like buildings adorned with colourful banners that flutter in the breeze. These vibrant banners sort of punctuate the skyline, adding these splashes of colour. You can see that the banners themselves seem to represent, I don't know, best way you can describe it is like different sponsors. You can see different different painted house banners, if you will. You can see each banner is this work of art, sort of expertly crafted and suspended between the buildings, creating this tapestry of colour. You can see rather the bustling canal-like terrace now stands mostly empty and transformed into this perfect track for the races, at least part of the track. The canal, once filled with sort of barking merchants and colourful tents, has been sort of temporarily vacated to make way for the races. The terrace itself is this sort of ravine with these grand temple-like buildings lining each side, homesteads and opulent residences overlooking the terrace, adorned with decorative balconies, arched windows above this bustling scene. You can see excited nobles are starting to gather with enthusiastic onlookers along these elevated sidelines of the terrace, eagerly awaiting the start of the race. Eyes fixated upon the racecourse that stretches down, sort of bifurcating the town itself. Conversations buzz and laughter fills the air as the anticipation builds. The noble's attention catches your eye. Some of them are sort of tossing marigold petals into the streets, a traditional gesture of support and good luck for their favourite racers. I imagine the rest of you are sort of gathering here as well.
Yeah. Also, I'd just like to point out one thing. This is starting to feel a lot like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Family.
Important question: where do we make bets?
You can indeed see a number of bookies sort of darting their way between a few nobles of the crowd.
Oh god, are we gonna actually bet money on these guys?
Damn straight.
I want to. Hell yeah, dude.
And thanks to Sai, we've got a.
She was
fucking
talking about
super
that.
chains to use.
Yeah.
I might aid in that, honestly. Just
How do you
help out.
How do you add money on without fucking up the currency?
I think it's plus, like you highlight the field and go plus like 10 or something.
Okay. That didn't work. It put me to 0.
Oh shit.
I
think
just
I
add the
remember what I
number
had
onto
before.
it.
Do you remember the number you had before?
Yeah, I had 94.
Okay.
It's a very specific number that didn't bother me. But I'll use a calculator.
I feel like if we were to start betting on like Liska, at least we should keep it to a reasonable amount as not to clear out everyone when she wins because it's Liska.
Well, let's see what the odds are first. Let's see if it's worth
It's always
betting.
good to check before you do something stupid.
Yeah, if it's like 1 to 2, it may not be worth.
Well, you see,
As the races are starting, I would just like to quickly fucking switch into my fancy clothes
okay.
and make my way over there. I want to be there for that because Liska was talking about that and I want to support her.
All right then.
I'm not gonna have Sao wear the silk because that is
They won't be watching.
not
the race at that
appropriate
point.
for like a street race, basically.
Maybe not appropriate for this, but his
Maybe
first
sure in
during
front
the
of
day,
them
yeah.
dropping like the flag.
Zhao is gonna dress more casually. She is, well, this is less about, us and more about these guys just barreling through.
Yeah, just gonna actually as well, but have her actual stuff on.
So
I love the vest.
as you gather to observe the race here, you can see 6 racers are present near the starting point, and you will see Liska approach as well. The starting point marked by
She's the big bitch. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hard miss.
It's very hard to miss her. You can see the starting point marked by a banner of brightly coloured flags and that sort of stretch from one side of the terrace to the other. Each racer sort of stands with purpose, making final preparations and adjusting their saddles, their gear, speaking words of encouragement to their Gallimimuses, or long striders as they're locally called. And the diverse nature of the competitors is evident here. The first is a distinguished human. His sort of pale, ruddy skin contrasting against his salt and pepper grey hair. He stands tall, proud, adorned in a bright and glimmering gilded chestplate. Very familiar to some of you. The sigil,
This motherfucker.
yeah, the sigil of a family crest emblazoned in his attire, while the modest flag of the Kingdom of Mirth, part of the Commonwealth, flutters gently beside him. His Longstrider, with its regal purple feathers, exudes an air of nobility.
Kick his ass, let's go.
Liska has no clue who this guy is.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
just like prepping for the race.
Nearby, a wild-eyed, green-skinned goblin catches your attention. Wearing ramshackle goggles and dressed in patched leathers, he sort of mumbles to himself and casts suspicious glances at the other racers. His Longstrider appears wiry and thin. Its physique suggests agility and skittishness. A heavily tattooed and rough-looking human in his mid-50s with arms coated in skull and bone motifs commands attention. He wears a bandana and a teal leather vest, and his long unkempt beard frames his weathered face. He kind of squints out of one eye, and he chides his elderly and crotchety-looking Longstrider with grumbled utterances. A refined young gentleman catches your eye, Liska, with his puffed royal blue vest and smug grin directed at the Mirthian noble. He carries a lute upon his back and is wrapped in a bright red scarf topped with a feathered cap. His tabard displays the national symbol of the Duchy of Artrus, another Commonwealth nation. And his magnificently turquoise Longstrider matches his confidence and his dignified demeanour. Although among the racers there's one Longstrider that stands out from the rest. It's smaller and appears more agile, boasting bright blue and white plumage. The creature itself looks young and alert, its head sort of darting from side to side, taking in its surroundings. A young woman with silvery hair, wearing simple leathers, sort of stands beside it, reassuring and calming the Longstrider. Both racer and mount seem new to the race, and but their determination is shining through their inexperienced facade. And finally, a tall Tosian noblewoman dressed in a long purple scarf captures attention as she confidently parades her Longstrider around the streets to appease the crowds. She carries this small bag and sort of gracefully hands out individual wrapped sweet brown treats to a group of nearby onlookers. A banner with golden threaded embroidery displays what apparently is an advertisement of a local artisan chocolatier business named Chari's Cacao. written
I
in
was about to
both.
say, if you said Wonka, I would beat you.
No, remember he's in Will Al Wonka?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what we said?
Yeah.
The demon thing.
So it's
Ragnarok.
this sign, Chowdhury's Cacao, is written in both Traitung and Dojin script. It's the whole terrace is seemingly coming alive with these vibrant personalities of the races and the enthusiastic support of the crowd as the anticipation for the race builds, as the noble onlookers exchange cheers and excited whispers, and gold as well, with a number of bookies nearby, waiting for the moment for the race to begin.
Ooh, do we know the odds? Are there turn rates?
It seems that some of the locals seem to have more favourable views of Kari, likely being a local herself. There's also some favourable odds on this blue and white Longstrider with the silvery-haired woman.
So since they're the favorites, an outsider like Miska probably has larger odds.
She has higher returns because she's less likely to win.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point this out here. Sao is gonna make sure that Angus never leaves her sight because there's an actual fucking goblin here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But also,
Has he seen the goblin yet?
he's one of the riders.
Oh, well, I'm also short.
So's the goblin.
I'm sure we got like a stool for you or something.
I likely doubt he was.
Normally I'm on Liska's shoulders. Whee!
This is pirate.
I'm on top of the world.
I mean, I could maybe cast Levitate on you, but nah. That's too
Oh
much.
no! That he's gonna need something to hold on to with
How
levitate.
how long is this race? I'm sorry, the reason I'm asking is because it seems like in the Kentucky Derby, you of course have all the rich folk in the stands who have the shade and whatnot, but then you also have all the people that are in the center of the field that, get to be relatively closer to the horses compared to the nobles because the track goes around them. Like, is this a track, like you said, it goes throughout the entire city? Like, this is a long track?
Through a portion of the city. It's mainly through a few alleyways, but the main bulk of the track through the town, that portion is the Moonlit Terrace itself, because it's very straight, very wide.
Okay, just wondering. I was like, would they be able to? Are there racers within sight of the crowd at all times?
Oh yeah. The crowd is sort of gathered in the very sort of edges of the Moonlit Terrace itself, away from the race itself, and also sort of up top near the ledge where the like I said, the terrace is like this sort of canal without water, if you will, where there's sort of raised edges that people can climb up to.
So it's more akin to rally than Formula One, where you just get people on the edges of the track.
Yeah.
In random.
Yeah.
And we're in a position, I guess,
You'll
to
see.
see from a distance.
You'll see it when it comes to the map.
Okay.
Oh, there's a map.
Indeed.
Well,
It took
Yeah.
2 weeks of prep. There better be a map.
Sao is gonna make
Mad.
sure that Angus is not gonna go full,
Greenskin rage.
fiery pillar. But
He
she's
does have
also
that prepared.
she's also gonna sort of nudge him to maybe bet on the goblin losing. Just
Oh, I'll bet on him losing, alright.
Oh no, there was an accident
Bookie.
on the track.
Oh
no.
no! There was an odd, rough patch of loose ground that became suddenly difficult terrain that made the mountain
Oh
slip
no,
and
lava!
Dude, they're seeing that pillar.
slide. Oh
How
no!
would we have known that pillar of flame would have been there?
No!
Oh, no.
Like it's
Wookie.
the most obvious
Wookie.
thing, but he's just trying his best to fucking no sell.
Bookie, I would like to place a bet, please.
Okay, before we go all go bet, we want to set a cap.
Yep. No, Bookie, what's the cap for betting?
The current limit is 2,000 gold.
Okay, that's great. Can I bet on someone winning as well as losing?
Very well. Who for and who against, might I ask?
I would like to say that the big blue one wins and the little green one loses.
Very well. How much are you willing to put down, sir?
The limit's 2, right? Well, what if I do that for each bet?
His eyes
I should ask.
go wide.
How many can win?
Well, there is only one winner.
Ah, of course. So even if the blue one doesn't win, I'll still break even as long as the green one would lose too. It's like nothing would happen. Perfect. Well then I would like to put 2 on both.
I'm afraid that 2 is the total limit. You can
Oh.
put 1 on each, if that is your preference, sir.
You know what? Just put the 2 on that strange new big lass. The ones that's like this, and he takes his fingers on his head and he does little horns with his pinkies.
Very well. 2,000 on Liska al-Luma.
Aye.
You pronounced the name right, nice.
Fantastic.
Job.
And he makes it. He makes his way off. So you're putting 2,000 on Liska. And
2,000, my girl wins.
And that's 4,000 to you if she wins.
Wonderful. Double
Killing
returns.
you.
You're gonna put a bet on 500.
Right. So remember, you do have to pay in the 2,000 gold, but you get double that back if she wins.
If that's how much you bet.
Yes.
So mark off
I'm willing to pay-
yeah. Mark off 2,000 gold.
Done.
All right.
I don't think Sao would actually bet. But she's definitely gonna be rooting.
Rootin' tootin'. Yep.
I can't decide. I'm gonna coin flip. Heads I go the full amount. Tails I only drop 1,000.
No, I'm just doing the safest.
Roll
Safest
1d2.
500.
Well, I guess I'm dropping the full amount. Thanks, Google.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So 2,000 for you, Philip.
Fate has decreed.
Jesus.
Did you do your icon of fate today, David?
I did.
Okay, good. Because
Funny enough, we all did.
basically,
Most of us.
most of the money I just got from Sal's fucking thing has just gone.
Basically everything. And the party's betting all their money on Liska right now.
No, I'm
have
not.
faith.
I'm doing the safest amount.
I
to
still
do
need
the lowest
to
amount.
add the 26 that I got from her. Because
Oh
I'm
my God.
reading that right. Sal's gave everybody 2,600.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, then it's good.
Why do you think I'm so reckless? I wouldn't even
You
have
are
enough to
reckless.
pay if I didn't.
I am trying not to be reckless. Here you go. Let's
Vellum's never.
all in.
Vellum tries not to be reckless. Let him be reckless for once in support of friend.
No, I just find it funny. This
And a
time Snake is
lucrative
not being... Snake is not trying to be reckless. While Venom is just like, let me do it. Yes.
Cheers.
I wish I
and-
had an inspiration to give you if it's
Cheers and adoration sweep through the crowd and you follow the collective gaze towards the starting line, as striding up to it is a brightly coloured Longstrider with fiery orange and red plumage. Astride upon it, wearing a smirk of self-assurance, is none other than Takuma, the reigning champion and apparent local celebrity. His presence electrifies the air, drawing attention and admiration of many. As the crowd erupts into this thunderous applause, gold is being handed to and fro as bets are being made. His mane of braided raven black hair falls behind his head, lending him an air of untamed elegance, dressed in a brightly gilded, scaled chest plate. His every movement is accompanied by ostentatious and a resplendent glimmer as he waves to the crowds. You can see red face paint graces his visage, and below the chest plate he wears this long ruby red sort of ceremonial kilt embellished with brightly coloured jade beads that catch the light as he moves with his steed. As Takuma confidently takes his place at the starting line, the crowd's adoration reaches its crescendo. The cheers and applause mix with awe and admiration, an outpouring of respect for this local celebrity and this champion. The racers are beginning to take their positions.
Fucking.
Man, I have a terrible idea.
Oh no.
What type of terrible idea? Is it a horrid, good, terrible idea, or is it bad?
Command spell to shout at somebody and tell them to trip or fall.
I don't
might be a
know.
little obvious.
Is
They might have
verbal
people
component,
looking
which is
after
the word.
I think that might be a little too obvious in terms of like command
No.
word as a
No.
spell.
Plus, I feel
But
like
the-
they would have people on the lookout for interference.
But here's the thing. The only thing is the verbal component, which is the word you have to shout. So if I just shout, trip, and he trips,
I mean, whatever you want to risk is your own hide, buddy.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't
more
feel
so
like
of-
I want to piss off an entire
It's
nation.
just
of
your
dinosaur riders.
bed.
yeah, no, you're true. No, you're right. It would just be funny. I'll find somewhere more subtle to go, like,
I'll find a
some
more
rocks
subtle
and
way
make them trip.
to rig this piece.
I'm just
God,
saying,
are
you
you
know,
gonna get yours
mold
like-
Earth.
You're gonna
yeah,
go to the finishing line
gonna
and
fucking-
just shout trip, 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 and then whenever like the fucking goblin comes around, it's just like, haha, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's it. If that's the case, if he's
Yeah,
over
but-
there, I mean, it's at the finish like, fall, you bastard, fall, you bastard, fall, fall, fall.
You do you, boo.
Rin.
Well, if this is the finish line. Oh well,
So,
that's just my silly, terrible idea.
Sayun and Liska, because you're closer. Above you, kind of perched near the edge of one of the Moonlit Terrace's high walls, a rotund and resplendently dressed man captured your attention. His attire is opulent, befitting a person of high stature. An eye-catching headdress adorned with jade gemstones crowns his head, glinting in the sunlight. And sat nearby, in the shade of an open palanquin, you spot none other than Madame Zanzil herself. As she fans herself with a vibrant display of feathers. You can see a conversation is unfolding between the rotund man and Madame Zanzil. I'd like both of you to make insight checks, please.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
There is a Chungus among us.
I don't like the man. Zanzel's there. That's a.
Who did you want to?
Uliska and Sayan.
Insight.
20. 20. Okay, so you catch this, Liska. Their animated gestures suggest a discussion of significance. There's this sense of intrigue as their conversation seems to take on this hushed tone. You catch Zanzil's gaze briefly as she signals over a bookie. He hurries over and Zanzil points in your direction, holds up 3 fingers to him, and he writes down something on his parchment. And he hurries back off to another noble who's signaling him.
Oh, she's making bets.
So I guess question: did they with that 20 insight? Did she seem happy to see me or angry to see me?
She gave you a smirk.
Did she bet for me or against me? Can I get that from the insight?
No, but she did give you a confident smirk.
All right.
At least you know the amount.
As
3,000.
I wouldn't be surprised if durable people
Who knows?
would be allowed to break the game.
Who knows? So, as the conversation progresses, the woman you encountered earlier, who was responsible for accepting sign-ups for races, approaches the duo. Her presence indicates familiarity and perhaps some modicum of authority. And the trio engages in further conversation, their faces reflecting confusion and uncertainty. The woman...
Can I... Oh, sorry. Like, when I see that exchange happen with Zanzil and whatnot, Liska, over the earring, and she's going to broadcast this to everyone, but she's going to direct it like this. Angus, I know I did not want you to directly help me, but something just kind of happened that made me suspicious. Can you make sure nothing tries to get in my way? Or stop me? Like
Sends
outside
another
influences?
Another message over the earring, back to her. And you know what? I'll tell Dejar to keep an eye out too. Same for Sam, and he'll be he'll so everybody can hear that.
Right. Okay.
Was the initial message from Liska to everyone?
Yes. She just specifically was talking to Angus because Angus brought it up.
Everyone else is in the loop.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Ducky.
Sao sort of responds back with almost a quip. Good thing I prepared the spell magic this morning.
I didn't.
Here's a thought: we could send Grunka along. He's fast and he can keep an eye out for anyone doing anything shifty along the track.
He is hard to spot, so he might be a good.
I mean, we lose track of him sometimes.
Yeah, so if we can't keep track of him,
Wait, where is
Grunk?
Grunk?
Yeah, that is a good question.
He's on the finish line and nobody notices.
He's in the race. It's just like
he is the goblin in the goblin jockey.
What a twist!
Wait, what a twist!
What a twist!
How did I get here?
I'm supposed to be.
Why am I green?
Where am I? Why is all this money?
I won? Oh, okay.
Go back to fishing.
What do you want me to do?
Liska thinks somebody might try and sabotage. Do you think you could skitter along the track and make sure nobody does anything to interfere?
I mean, probably. Am I allowed to?
As long as you don't do anything to get involved with the race, then you're fine. If anyone outside of the race is trying to do anything shifty, you're more than fine jumping them, I think.
Okay. I guess I'll keep a lookout. How big was the track, Jenner?
The whole town.
Yeah, it seems to go. It seems to stretch straight through the moonlit terrace, and you can see where the track is sort of outlined by these burning braziers that are sort of along the length of the track here, and your eye travels across the town and up the cliffs that surround it, and you can see those sort of pinpoint burning lights that are intermittently scattered across some sort of path along the cliffs.
I mean, I am, but am I? What are they riding? Horses? Raptors? What are they riding?
Gallimimus, long striders.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know if I'm faster than those, but...
Well, you don't have to follow exactly along. Just sort of dip in now and again to check.
Okay.
The rest of us have a lot of our eyes out as well, but having someone on the ground we can say, hey, go get them and stop them will be a big help.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Thanks, Grunts.
Should I go now or when the race starts?
Yeah, perhaps when the race starts, they'll be more focused on the race.
Oh, I also just noted. I just remembered that fucking Gronko can fly, so he can just fly over the crowd.
Yeah, I think that might be
just gonna look up.
I mean, as long as he's not on the track.
That hasting spell prepared.
The haste, yes, I have it prepared.
Give Gronko a little boost when the thing starts.
No, we shouldn't. Haste is a powerful spell, but the after effects is gonna sit in maybe a minute after.
Oh, right, you'd be lethargic.
For like a few seconds, he'll need to catch his breath, but it'll get him where he needs to be. I mean, I'm not the magic expert.
No.
But if the problem is once I drop concentration, he will be lethargic. He might just, if he's in the air, float. Just be floating there. That's not a good thing.
Why would it be in the... Oh, right.
So,
sorry.
you notice that that conversation still happening in Liska. The woman, the woman you kind of signed up with at the to enter the race, she kind of shrugs at Madame Zanzil. Her expression is conveying a sense of sort of confusion, uncertainty, and then a sense of resignation. Sighs escape the rotund man, his demeanour suggesting this mixture of frustration and acceptance. It appears they may have encountered an unexpected situation or challenge, leading to some temporary issue. And then that hushed conversation and the perplexed expression on their face, hinting at a potential disruption to the smooth progression of the race. However, there is some collective determination that suggests that they're going ahead with the race as planned. And it's then that you kind of put two and two together. There are currently 8 racers here, including yourself. The original sign-up mentioned 12.
Uh-oh.
There's 4 people missing?
That's not good.
Something tells me... Yeah, something tells me there may be some sabotage, but like... the more covert.
Can I look like, how does her mount look? Does it seem like it's like doing okay? Does it look like it maybe has been sick or poisoned, or does it look like it's just a normal spry ready to go creature? Does it look kind of like sluggish?
With that insight check that you rolled earlier, the 14, doesn't seem to be sickly, doesn't seem to be tired. It's definitely larger than the others. seems healthy.
Right. Good to know.
See here. Quick.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Jane.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go.
I was just gonna say, like, all the other mounts are there, right?
Yeah, there are 8 races in total, including mounts,
Alright.
including races.
Alright. Let's see. What would... So, Gronka is gonna, like, check out the other ones, the other mounts, to see, like, how they are, if none of them seem, you know, a little extra.
Okay.
Would that be animal handling or nature?
You know, I'll say either insight or nature check.
Alright, I prefer... Then I'll do a nature check.
15. You do notice that the mount, this sort of greyish, raggedy and what would you say? Yeah, crotchety looking Longstrider, who the racer kind of riding that mount is that sort of heavily tattooed and rough looking human, with the sort of skull and bones tattoos. Looks pretty elderly, but spry. The goblin's mount appears very skittish, prone to being startled or probably capable of boost of some form of boost of speed. But the smaller one looks the smaller blue and white one looks very, very agile, very nimble, very quick. It looks younger.
I'm just gonna...
None of them appear sickly or unhealthy by any means.
Right. Just mainly checking if any of them seem to behave to have been, like, you know, enhanced.
Ah, I see. I mean, beyond like regal attire, regal saddles, heavily decorated. Nothing beyond that, from what you can tell.
I guess Gronka just kind of give everybody like what he saw. He just kind of comment on it.
You are noticing, Liska, that the Trojan noblewoman advertising her chocolatiering business, she seems to be radiating this sickly sweet perfume that you can smell even from here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check if there's any shifty behavior.
Oh, by the way, I mean, Liska has a pretty bombastic Constitution save and a pretty good Wisdom save now, but no, that'd be bad. Like I say, can't you take out her cleansing stone and just like touch the woman to get rid of the perfume? Just be like,
gone.
but no, that would be a bit
I mean,
much.
if it causes problems later, that's an option. Just gotta get in close and go slap him.
If you do it, it could also identify if it is a magical or non-magical, because I don't think a cleansing stone can remove a magical perfume.
She could just really like perfume.
It could be either or.
The nobles.
Yeah. So just wait until if it causes a problem, and then if it does, you've got a solution. I mean, stupid out of character question. Do any of us have detect magic? I feel like with 2 casters, it should, well, 3 technically.
Yeah, I do.
I'm an artificer. When do I not have detect magic?
I have detect magic as a ritual, so I can
It's like,
always,
well, I
I always
have
have
detect
it.
Alright.
Good to know we have
Alright. It's the one spell I didn't prepare today.
it happens.
Well,
My own hubris.
so
I do have one thing, General.
mhm.
I would like to, for Shao to have a look around the crowd to see if there's some people that are paying special attention to certain riders.
Sure, make a perception check.
You know I'm good at these.
29.
There you go.
The confidence
he
is
says.
well placed.
On the opposite side of the terrace, you do see a very familiar, tall, green mountain folk, accompanied by a smaller sort of prim and proper looking demon, and they're both kind of looking at this kind of waving to her. Tuali seems to be doing the same as well. Just in enthusiastic support. And you see a number of other not a member of the crowd, but you do see two of the racers paying very close attention to each other. And in fact, with that 29, you can definitely see there is a competitive gaze between them. Between this individual from the Duchy of Artrus and the Merthian noble.
Of course, it's a turn. Yes. All right. Any other suspicious people?
None that you can see so far, no. Which, with 29 and a natural 20, no, there's no other suspicious people. Beyond, beyond Madame Zanzel, who,
we already know she's sus.
Yeah.
So we have an internal rivalry between two riders. That's good. We can use that to the advantage of Liska.
Yep. They're gonna be so busy with each other they're barely gonna pay attention.
So a loud drum beat fills the air. Its rhythmic pulse gathering the attention of the crowds. The rotund man steps forward to make his presence known. He approaches the edge of the wall overlooking the terrace. Spreads his arms wide in this commanding gesture. The tattooed markings around his neck begin to glow, enhancing his voice, which now booms loud and resonant. He addresses the assembled audience. Welcome, one and all. I am Zekai Makan, and it is my honor to bless this grand finale of the 101st annual Longstrider races. His voice carries with authority, capturing the attention of the crowd as their murmurs fade into silence. Sounds gets a little bit laggy.
They all ignore him and keep being around.
I think they're just riled up.
Very excitable.
He continues, his voice infused with a mix of reverence and pride. Throughout this year's series of races, we've seen extraordinary displays of speed, agility, and sheer determination. From the sandy beaches to the wind, to the winding streets, and the treacherous cliff tops of Itzel. Each has tested the skill of these riders. Those brave competitors new to the races, I commend your courage and your unwavering spirit. But the veterans, I applaud your dedication to the sport. This resounding cheer sweeps through the crowd. Zakai's voice rises once more, gesturing to the racers. You may notice that not all of our racers could be here today. Of the 12, 4 have dropped out from unforeseen circumstances. And this resonating sense of disappointment echoes to the crowds. But worry not. Today we got an incredible lineup of racers. As he gestures to the 8 racers lined up near the starting line. From the treacherous frozen seas of Askir, astride Grey Lady, we have Garth Trollheim. Let's see if he can man the reins, as well as the helm of a longboat. The rough-looking man in the teal jacket nods sternly at the crowd, grips the reins of Grey Lady tightly. From the faraway kingdom of Mirth, a lord of a powerful house who purports to have been born in the saddle, Heinrich von Hild, second of his name, and his Longstrider, Royal Viola, Zakai declares. The grey-haired nobleman in gold half-plate gives a flourishing bow to the crowds. And
we have a junior.
Apparently his rival, all the way from the Duchy of Artrus, here on a long-standing wager, Lord Jean Voliere, and his steed, Sapphire. The young man in the red scarf, the young man in the red scarf and feathered cap strums his lute to the audience and bows with a flourish. His Longstrider, Sapphire, seems to follow suit in a bow, apparently trained to do so. The green-skinned goblin struggles to sort of heft himself up onto his mount. Zakai gestures to him. From right here in Itzel, an Austrian sight indeed. Guznik and his steed. Kind of Zakai takes a moment and sort of looks at the parchment he was given, kind of squints his eyes for a moment. Sprint fast? Huh. Kind of shakes his head and continues. Some of those with a sweet tooth will know her. Owner of a new upstart and rapidly growing business here in Itzel. Owner of Kari's Cacao. Kari Zipla herself. The noblewoman in the purple scarf gives a low bow and joyfully waves the flag of her franchise, apparently seeing this race as some sort of opportunity for publicity.
Ocean.
From the temple city of Malatos, we welcome a new face to the races. Zalis Kakara and her Longstrider, Zephyr. The white and blue Gallimimus shuffles, sort of intimidated by the size of the crowd. Its rider, the young woman with silver hair, Zalis, gives it words of reassurance and calms it for a brief moment. We got another new face. A mountain folk of towering size and strength, all the way from Ragnarok. Liska Alroma and her Longstrider Titan. There's a few murmurs, a few cheers from the crowds. Prominent cheers from Ida and Thule.
I think I would definitely be cheering for Liska.
Liska gives a little wave to the groups.
Oh, so humble.
And of course, the reigning champion of the last 3 years. Also from right here in Itzel, Takuma Zolo and his Longstrider, Trailblazer. The crowds cheer and hoop and holler. Handfuls of marigold petals are thrown in his direction. Let us celebrate the splendor of the Longstrider races. May the sons of Itzel, with their feats of unmatched speed, and made his riders forge ahead with unwavering determination. And with his final words, the crowd erupts with a thunderous cheer, their enthusiasm reaching its zenith. The stage is set, the race is prepared, and the Longstrider race is about to unfold. Ready your reins. You may start on the sound of the horn. The racers grip their reins tightly. Anticipation fills the air. The trained mounts beneath them shift and adjust their stances, ready to burst into action at a moment's notice. The crowd watches with bated breath, their excitement palpable. The thunderous drumbeat reaches its climax. I said the thunderous drumbeat. Hang on. There we go. The thunderous drumbeat reaches its climax, heightening the suspense, and then, with a sudden silence, a loud conch resounds through the air. Its deep bellow signalling the start of the race. And then, in an instant, the racers and their long striders explode into motion. A blur of vibrant colours and a cloud of swirling dust trails behind them as they sprint away from the starting line. The crowd erupts in cheers and applause, their voices blending into the symphony of excitement as they witness the exhilarating display of speed and skill.
Oh man, here it comes. Here comes the dinosaur man.
Here comes the map.
I bet you it's gonna be a big one, like
It's
usual.
a little bit slower than it should.
It's up, yep, it's a big map.
Reload.
Called it. Fucking called it.
Did you preload it, Jane?
No, yeah, I'm just preloading it now.
No, it's not preloaded, it's just loaded.
Oh,
Big one.
Oh god.
And
I
give me
can
a
feel
second.
my PC.
oh god, it's moving. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I kind of like this idea.
Yeah.
This is pretty amazing.
Okay.
The race,
Fucking awesome.
That text is so tiny.
Dope.
the race is underway, and the competitors, fueled by determination and adrenaline, surge forward, each vying for victory in this thrilling contest as the crowd bursts into the cheers of excitement and chanting. And we will leave it there. And I'll just hold on this map to give you guys to let you guys absorb it.
I will say, reading over the rules, I like this. This is way better than an actual physical, you know.
Oh, I'm not gonna fucking make a whole entire racetrack. Good God, no.
That would be fiddly as shit. Also, the
No,
sad
this is
we
simple.
started late, but there's definitely not enough time for an entire race.
No.
Nope.
And with that,
No, no.
I will stop with the recording in 3, 2, 1.